Yep, there we go. Recording now.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
Great. Grace, say something funny for the intro, Dom.
Yes. Give us a joke.
I can't think of jokes on the fly. That's impossible. Who do you think I am? I'm not a comedian.
I can't believe Crispy just went, do you know what?
I just want to see.
the guest into the deep end, give him the
Just
joke,
see what
let him
happens.
handle it.
Just see what happens. Oh, put me on the spot. That's absolutely obscene. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, mate, I'm Australian. I'm always ashamed of myself, but that's all right.
Oh, God, no.
Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast where two YouTubers get together and talk about the best show in all of time and space, Doctor Who. I'm Crispy Pro, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Troy Red Archer Live.
Hello.
And we're also joined by someone else today. You may know him as the Purple Doctor, Dominic G. Martin. Who Chaser, how are you?
Hello. I am good. How about you guys?
Oh, we're
Excellent,
good. We're stressed about Crispy's Wi-Fi, but apart from that, we're all good.
Yeah. Bit of a situation, just to let everyone at home know, my internet is not working at all. And of course, it's the first episode we have a guest. And so I bought 20 extra gigs of data on my phone, and we're going to make it work. Is it working, guys?
Well, the
I
good
think
thing
it's
is,
working.
yeah, on your end, it'll be fine. And, as long as I can sync up everything in the editing, all right, no one will even know. But that's the
Excellent.
problem. Once we get in the edit, we'll hope that it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
always
almost the
case.
show where three YouTubers get together this week, though. Maybe we should have changed
That
the
is
intro, you know?
true. That is damn. You know what? It's fine. It's
didn't
fine
think it's
right
true
now.
enough. He didn't think
because
it's true.
Dominic is more than just a YouTuber, okay, Troy? You understand this? He's a
Oh.
doctor. He's a big Finnish connoisseur. All right? And he's our first guest, okay? He's not just a YouTuber like us, okay? He's above. He rises above, okay?
I can just tell from Dom's charisma that this is going to be the episode that everyone needs to watch on the video version. Just the facial expressions alone are making it for me, and we're only 2 minutes in. This is
crikey.
Right, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the way we're going to do this, because as you might know, it's been a pretty big week for Doctor Who news. There's been a lot to talk about, and we were kind of discussing whether or not to kind of put Dominic back a week and just have an episode dedicated to him, or bring him in and let him discuss this news with us. And we thought it'd be better to have him in on the news to have a kind of new discussion with someone else in the mix, and all of us talking about the news, and then talking to Dominic specifically. So what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly recap on the poll from last week, go into the news for a little bit, and then bombard Dominic with questions, you know, in a very professional way. You know, definitely just going to throw them at him. Like that one Moon Knight meme. Random things, go! So, let's just recap the poll very quickly. As you all know, on Spotify, as always, there will be a poll and a Q&A down below. The Q&A is going to be the same thing for a third week running. Apologies, that's the way everything's just worked out. It's your last chance to let us know what your favourite episode of Doctor Who is and why, because next week we'll be doing that episode talking about our favourite episodes of the show. But last week on the poll, I asked you if anyone had seen Sex Education on Netflix. You voted yes if you'd seen a full episode or more, and no if you'd seen less, so just some clips or memes or anything like that. 56% have seen one or more episode of the show, and 44% have not out of 25 votes. So it's a pretty even split.
Wow.
Have you seen Sex Education, Dominic?
No.
You haven't? Okay, there we go.
I've seen a lot of clips online, mainly of Shooty, and
Yeah,
I found
same.
it quite entertaining, so I do want to actually binge watch the show at some point, but it's just hard finding the time for such a commitment, especially as now I'm probably going to watch Heartstopper as well, so it's just
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it? Now that's come out with Yasmin, which we'll get to. It's just feels like we've got so many extra shows to watch as as a Doctor Who fan now, to check these people out. It's going to be exciting. Yeah. It's going to be good. But yeah, so Crispy, have you seen any of Sex Education? I can't remember. Did you say you had?
I've seen about 20 minutes of it, and it was the season finale, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I guess that's how I got into Doctor Who. Dom, for context, my second episode was the Pandorica Opens, so you know there was a lot going on there.
Whoa.
And I fell in love with the show from there. But my first
fell in love
episode
with
was
the show
James
from James
Corden.
Corden.
Yeah, that was my first episode, The Lodger. Anyway, we don't have to. That's today. Today we're not talking about that.
That's what I was
We're not
hoping
talking
for.
about that. We're not talking about that today. Dom, you have to stay on with us, okay? I promise. We are serious YouTubers. I'm a serious YouTuber.
He's
okay?
hovering over the hang up button now. It's too late. It's too late.
No. Oh, dude.
Oh god. I'm also just like looking at all the posters behind you in your room. There's some great things going on there.
Is
Is that a
some good
photo with
stuff going
Capaldi
on.
I can see?
Yes. So this one is LFCC a few years ago. It was a marvelous guy to meet. He is such a
bet he
delight,
was.
honestly.
Isn't he just, Dom? Isn't he just
Oh,
the best?
shut up, you two! The only one on the call now. Great. I've got two of you harassing me about Capaldi now. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Hey,
to meet him.
Hey, Dominic, what was it like meeting Jodie Whittaker? Wasn't it a really good time?
I don't know. I haven't met her yet, mate.
Did you not meet her at the Comic-Con?
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Oh, no. Yeah.
Wait,
of
have you met her or
course.
not?
But then again, I have met her, yeah. I've met her at the Comic-Con. That's the thing. It's the difference between Capaldi and having, like, nearly a full-on experience. And then meeting celebrities, like, for 10 seconds at the Comic-Con. Sometimes they just phase out. Half the time I forget I've met Jenna Coleman. And it's just like, oh, my word. Oh, yeah, that happened. Oh, we've got a picture of that. Oh, wow. Cool.
Well,
Oh
it's a fleeting moment, and it's very expensive.
It's a
but
very
you know what?
fleeting
We do it
moment.
because we're Doctor Who fans.
Yeah, I will say that when I did meet Jodie, because it did happen, there is photographic proof of this. My mind's just been a mess. I'm sorry. Yeah, she was lovely in the 10 to 15 seconds that I got to see her. But the thing is, she does try to make an experience for everybody, despite the brevity of time. And she's a phenomenally lovely person.
Yeah, she is. And like they rushed her around a lot of that con. It's something we talked about quite a bit. It was very much kind of like a throw people at her kind of thing. It was a bit hectic. So I'm honestly not surprised you half forgot it, to be honest, because everyone was rushing around. You got a bit more time at the autograph table, but that, like, even then you didn't have very much. It was very, very quick. Very quick. So, but you know, it is what it is. But that was the only point, was just to try and like switch the guns at Crispy instead of be like, oh yeah, we met Jodie. You guys might have met Capaldi, but we met Jodie and you didn't.
Your time will come, Crispy.
One day.
I mean, it can't get any worse than waiting at the stage door and then finding out he went out a different door. Because that's my Capaldi experience.
That's
You
brutal.
poor thing.
It was. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. So, let's talk first off about the news. Let's get into the news and discuss what's happened. So, Crispy, do you want to lead with the biggest thing that happened at the weekend?
Look, I don't even know how to begin with this. Like, if you asked me like last week if we'd be talking about this, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There have been leaks and rumors and leaks and rumors and all this nonsense. You're like, oh yeah, whatever. And then these 4 damn emojis appear out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We're doing this again. What else could they possibly announce? But David Tennant and Catherine Tate are set to return to Doctor Who in some form of 60th celebration. That's pretty much
It's a thing. It is a thing.
I'm literally speechless.
What time was it in Australia? 3 a.m?
It was 3 a.m. and I'm surprised you got through. Because everything was on Do Not Disturb, and then I just like hear this like blaring ringing. I'm like, Troy, what is going on? Are you having a night out and you want to talk to your Crispy? But no.
No, hang on. Let's give context here. You did tell me to ring you if something happened.
I'm just trying to add some gravitas to the story. Okay, you did ring me. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, and then I just filmed a video straight away, didn't I? Is that the same thing, or was that the Shooty thing?
Yeah, you
I get them
basically the
all
same thing as with
confused.
Shooty, where I kind of rang you to tell you what happened and you were gone.
Yeah, I was off. Have to make content. But honestly, I was speechless.
Yeah, it was because we kind of were suspicious there was going to be an announcement on the Sunday. I think we kind of had an idea something was going to happen. So I rang you when the emojis went up of the 2 hearts and the blue diamond this time rather than the blue box.
Yeah.
And I rang you up and you were like, oh, what now? You were like half asleep and I was like, there's emojis again. You know, the words that doom us all. There's emojis again. And you were like, oh no. And you said you were going to go back to bed until the announcement happened. And then I went into George Sheard's stream and just noticed you were in the chat. I was like, well, I guess he's not going to sleep then.
I couldn't get to sleep. That's the problem. And it was the same with last night with the next announcement, which we'll get to. But I just get so excited about this stuff. And, you know, seeing Doctor Who Twitter in meltdown in a good way, it is the most entertaining thing ever.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Dom, how did you react to this news of David and Catherine coming back?
That was my next question, yeah.
I mean, I low-key had a feeling that when those emojis went up, that is probably what it was going to be. But at the same time, when I saw the actual announcement itself pop on my phone, I let out a very strange noise. And I was very, very much... The adrenaline gets pumping very quickly, and you're like, oh my god, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. And yeah, I was just astounded that it was actually, this is real. It's still not fully sunk in yet that this is actually happening. It took until seeing the photos yesterday to actually be like, wow, this is actually happening. And I think it's seeing them back, it just feels so surreal. It's like 2008 all over again. It doesn't compute for some reason. It's just something that is going on. Your eyes are not taking in the information. Your brain doesn't want to compute it, but you know it's happening. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is wild, because it was something that was rumoured for ages, and everyone kept going, oh, David Tennant and Catherine Tate coming back for the 60th, and everyone went, that's very funny. That's very funny. I mean, we all kind of knew David probably would. That was like something we could all assume, you know. But Catherine Tate was the wild card, you know, and then she did that interview on the One Show where she was like, oh, you know, no one's asked me, but if you've got the money, I've got the time. And I was like, okay, so she's open to it, weirdly enough. But it did seem a bit odd when she said that. And we now know she was definitely lying. Like,
I wonder how long they've known, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because when I met her at Wales, I said to her about the Flux filming when she was giving me the autograph, and I was like, you know, there was a rumour for a while you were going to come back to Doctor Who, and she went, what are you talking about? I said, well, it was when they were filming the most recent series, and you were in Liverpool as well, filming for, we thought it was, some people were saying it's for Doctor Who, but it was for was it for your Netflix show? Or was it for the Now movie? She was like, yeah, it was for, I think it was for the movie, she said, or something. She was like, yeah, no, I'm not back in Doctor Who, don't be daft. And that was a month and a half ago. I think she knew by that point. If she's filming now, she must have known by then. Yeah. Like
she was doing an acting job on you, mate.
That was one hell of a poker face. That was one hell of a poker face. She probably thought giving me the extra autograph was just going to distract me and make me not think about it properly. And that's what's so funny about it. I don't know whether you've seen the episode where I was talking about that, but she gave me, because I was her last guest, I paid for an autograph. I didn't just get one for free immediately, but I paid for an autograph, and she just went, oh, how do you know me? I was like, Doctor Who, and she just pulled a random print and gave me another autograph and went, there you go. I was like, what? You're my last guest? I was like, thank you. So she was so sweet. She probably thought giving me that would distract me from her trying to pretend she wasn't in Doctor Who.
Oh god, better shut him up.
Yeah, shut him up, give him an autograph, and it worked. It did work.
Go.
And that's what's so funny about cons, isn't it? Because that's how I basically just kind of chased after you at London Comic Con to say hi.
Yeah.
We've met very briefly, yes. Christmas Eve, he disappeared right in front of me.
That's wild. Because I've known you for like quite some time, and we've done we did like a virtual Comic-Con thing was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, I remember. I think it might have been a couple of years ago. I feel it was a couple of years ago.
It might have been 2020, but like I've been following you for ages, and I've always wanted to meet you. And then this guy comes along and meets you before me. Oh, I'm not jealous.
I should have like called you and got you to like video call him at the same time while I was with you.
Mate. No, don't worry. I promise you, Dom, we will cross paths one day. I do intend to come to the UK.
So. Yes, please do.
He keeps saying he's going to come to the
UK tour. Yeah.
And hey, look, if they ever need anyone for the DW 2012 series, my door is open. I'm probably nowhere near you, but I'm open. You know, let me know. I want to be.
All for consideration. It's me, obviously, Crispy and Josh Snares as well. I want to meet you both, so please get over here.
Don't worry, we'll get there, mate. We'll get there eventually.
But no, I saw you because you were in Fugitive Doctor cosplay, weren't you? At London, that was what you were wearing. I remember seeing the outfit and going, oh, "That's Dom." I was like, I recognise him. There we go. I was just like, I can't remember. I was like, Dominic, and you just kind of turned around like, yes. I was like, how do I say hi to this person I've never met before? I was like, Dominic, hi. Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny. It was
good. It was good to meet you in the flesh.
Yeah, because I think you were trying to work out who I was to begin with, and then I mentioned that I was doing the podcast, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I've seen bits of that."
Yeah, literally. I was just hang on. Oh, do you look familiar? But where do I know you from? Oh yes, it's that. Hello. And then it all fit into place.
Exactly, and it's a beautiful moment. I should apologise to the video listeners. I think my camera is playing up on me right now, so if I'm freezing at any point,
it is a little bit.
Maybe having OBS open twice to do both recordings, because I'm recording Dom's camera on my end as well. Maybe it's just slowing my computer down a bit too much, and it's just kind of having a moment. So apologies, video listeners. But you'd rather see Dom's recording. I think is fine. You'd probably rather see him than me, so it's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
Thanks for that.
I'm
Thanks for that.
kidding. I'm kidding. He bullies me all the time.
Oh yeah, I do. I do the
Just
bullying,
a
definitely.
little bit of light bullying. A little bit of light bullying.
But after the announcement of David Tennant and Catherine Tate, what happened next?
They filmed.
They did. They
filmed
were in
straight
Camden
away.
in London yesterday at the time of recording this, because we're recording this on Tuesday morning. So there's probably going to be more set reports throughout the week that we're going to miss.
100%.
So we apologise for that,
100%.
and we will talk about them next week, whatever there is. For one thing, we know we'll get to the Yasmin Finney cast announcement in a minute, but I think she's probably going to be on the set today, and we won't have seen it yet, so there'll be that. But we saw on the set, we saw David Tennant in a new costume, which I think was a new suit, but it's hard to tell from the photos. What do we think?
really hard to tell.
It's 100% a new suit.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Explain it. What did you see? What did you?
Dom,
when you saw
break
that?
the outfit down for us.
Break
Give
it
us the
down.
cosplayer's view. Go.
So, I've been looking at pictures of this outfit for quite some time, trying to examine into every single pixel and be like, So, the outfit it's a new spin on Tennant's look. We've got a new blue coat, which is in a similar style and shape to his usual beige overcoat, but it's a different material, I believe. I think it's woolen this time. It kind of looks woolen. It's definitely not suede anymore. And as for the underlayer, it might be, in fact, a waistcoat instead of a suit jacket.
Oh.
He's only got the top button done up, and it flows to the side a bit, almost in a Capaldi-esque Series 8 fashion, because it's exposing the tie. And and the trousers as well. It's all got it's sort of a brownish, purplish plaid pattern that I'm not entirely sure what fully it is going to be when we get more photos, until we get more photos of it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not pinstriped anymore. It's plaid. And it's got its usual cream natural white Converse as well. So they're keeping those.
I love you emphasising the colour, because we had an interaction last night, didn't we?
Yeah. So I was just like, hang on, which one is it? It's that one. Because I was looking up the site, because there's this site on this page on a website, shall I say, that specifies all the details about the 10th Doctor's costumes. It's on medium.com, and it's very, very useful. The thing is just trying to narrow down if it's a new pair or not, which is sometimes more difficult than it seems when the pictures are taken like half a mile away. So it's trying to just work it out from pure instinct half the time.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. I'm hoping that we'll get more filming footage today or later on, and it'll be a bit clearer. But I really want to nail down the tie. That's my current goal.
Yeah, I asked you on Twitter on that. I don't know whether you saw it, but I tagged you in the tweets, and I was like, Dominic is sweating right now trying to work out what the tie is.
I am. I want to know.
No, because I saw the video of him in the of David in the outfit, and I was like, right, guess I'm buying white Converse now. And then I put underneath it, I was like, this is not a joke. I'm looking at the Converse website right now. What colour? And then you replied, natural white.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking right now to try and find an affordable pair, because I found them on the Converse site, but they're not in my size. And I'm like,
Try
no.
eBay. There'll be some random pairs on eBay.
Probably going to be the best bet, to be honest. I managed to get his red ones or black ones for a really, really cheap price on eBay, so I'm hoping that lightning will strike twice. Who knows? But we saw David Tennant on set, we saw Catherine Tate on set, and I guess mild spoilers. If you don't want to know another cast member, it's not like a big lead one, so skip ahead maybe 30 seconds, a minute if you don't want to know this. I don't think it matters too much. But we saw Bernard Cribbins on set as well. Wilf is back.
Wilf
I'm
is
going to
back,
say,
baby.
I have to say, if you're listening to this, you've probably already seen it, because it's been shared around on Twitter about 5,000 million times.
It's a very valid point. But he's in a wheelchair now as well. I'm wondering, I'm more just wondering if that's because Bernard's in a wheelchair now, or if that's for the character. That was one thing I was wondering about. It's like, oh, bless him.
Yeah, I mean, Bernard is 93 years old. He is.
I know, you don't think that, do you? You don't think he's that old, honestly. He's bless him.
I'm really surprised.
But good
that
on him
he's,
for coming
come
back, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
huge. It's a massive commitment.
I want to meet him so bad, but I basically decided in my head I cannot afford to go to London Comic Con in July. I can't, especially after the last two conventions. I'm like, because it's the trains as well. I'm looking at the trains, and he's only there on the Sunday. and like trying to get there, apparently there's loads of train disruption, and it would just be like a real nightmare to get into London. And I'm like, is it worth the money just to meet Bernard and maybe a couple others? I'm like, it probably isn't. But that'll all change if they announce a big guest. So just wait for them to be like, Matt Smith's going, and I'll be like, well, all right, I'll find the money somewhere.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be in London filming the 60th anyway, so may as well.
Oh, exactly. Oh God, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So we've seen all of them together, and the one other thing to note, or a couple of things actually, I've just realised that there was a picture outside of a big building that said Cyber, which might have just been something that was in Camden, but there were a couple of big giant like metal statues. I don't know.
Cyberdog. It's a shop in Camden.
I did wonder what it was. I heard that name put around a little bit, and I hadn't heard of it before. So okay, so that might be no need for panic stations.
So that's not a Cyberman thing. That's an actual location that existed well before.
What if they change it?
Like those massive statues.
That's actual decoration. Okay. Yeah.
In post, they just change it to Cybermen over the door instead, and just be like, oh no, it's a Cyberman episode.
Oh no, my goodness.
Thing. Yeah, it's a shop that specializes in rave stuff, which is it is incredibly loud and very weirdly coloured in there. But it's got a whole. It feels like the set of an 80s episode of Doctor Who, to be honest. When you go in there, funky. So if you ever get the chance to come to the UK, especially to London, definitely go in and you can have a look at I guess filming location now that probably won't be used in the actual episode, but it is still pretty cool.
Because I swear I saw some filming videos, and there was just in the background there was just boom, 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 boom. Is that from?
Yes, there was one clip with that.
I was like, why is there a rave? That must make filming like hell if they've just got all this music in the background. But I don't know. They can do wonders.
David was like wheeling. Yeah, he was wheeling Bernard into the TARDIS, and there was like in the background was just this big rave music, and I was wondering what was going on.
Just I had no idea.
Just got this mental image of the towering figure of Ross G. Davis bounding into Cyberdog and demanding to see the manager and demanding to turn the music off.
Oh God! Speaking of executives, though, there were two other things. First off, speaking of TARDIS, the TARDIS on set was Jodie's TARDIS and not David's, which was really interesting because at first someone said that and we only saw the top of the TARDIS, and I was like, "How do you know that's Jodie's TARDIS?" I was like. I feel like I know like more about Doctor Who than I should. Like for example, I don't know if you've seen the episode where Crispy threw a bunch of Doctor Who quizzes at me, but he asked how many DVDs there were in Blink, and there were options, and before he even gave me the options, I went 17. So I've got a lot of Doctor Who knowledge in my head that probably is far more than I need. But I could not look at that TARDIS immediately and decipher that was Jodie's. So I was like, how do people know this? How have we got that impression?
It was 100% Jodie's. Yeah.
I don't know how people saw
it. The thing is, I know how it looks because it has the on the sign. It's got the. It's difficult to describe, but
sorry to put you under such pressure, Dominic.
Yeah, it's a bit more blue by the police box sign, really, and it's the shape of it. It's definitely Jodie's version of the TARDIS, because if it was Tennant's, that Christian.
Oh no! I was just saying. I'm pretty sure Tennant's is destroyed, isn't it? The Tennant's has been the set doesn't exist anymore for Tennant's, does it?
They did rebuild a mini one though for the. Oh wait, hang on,
that was at the Experience.
That was the Doctor. Yeah,
which is quite clever. So realistically, that was quite a good use
I feel like Russell's just basically like trying to write in, being like, okay, if we're gonna do this, we have a TARDIS set, we have to make it work with Jodie somehow. That's just.
But they dismantled Jodie's set.
That was the thing I was going to say. They dismantled Jodie's TARDIS.
I don't.
So I'm wondering what's going on there as well. But for context of anyone listening who doesn't know, there were a lot of set photos yesterday, so you might not have seen all of them. But there was another shot that was taken of David outside the TARDIS, and it was round the other side, and the TARDIS wasn't blocked. It was the front. It was definitely Jodie's TARDIS. The windows. Wow. The police public call box panel is the pull to open panel is. I think it's the only. Is it the only TARDIS where it's black with white writing on? At least in the modern era. I think there's some in the classic might be the same.
No, I believe the other one is McGann's.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
And I believe there was one in the Troughton era as well, but don't quote me
I was
going
to say, I feel like it's popped up a couple of times, but definitely first in the modern era, because in the modern era it's always been black text on white background, but Jodie's is white on black, and it looks much better in my opinion. But that's beside the point. So we know that Jodie's TARDIS is there. We know that. And the other thing that was the other person that was spotted on set was none other than director of Heaven Sent, World Enough and Time, The Doctor Falls, Death in Heaven. Rachel Talalay was on the set yesterday. And everyone thought that meant she was directing.
Yeah.
And she may well be, but she did tweet out last night, and I quote, "Oh, Twitter, I know you won't believe me, but I wasn't directing today. Can I say no cap? Is that a good pun?" So, trying to be down with the kids, you know, trying to be down with the
down with the kids, down with the
Hello,
lingo.
fellow kids.
How do you do fellow Doctor Who fans? So, do we think she's lying? Is she directing? Why else would she be there?
I
Theorize.
don't know.
Dominic, what do you think?
I really thought she was directing.
Yeah.
Why else would she be there? She's been in London, like, she's met Matt Lucas, she's met Capaldi again as well, but now she's ended up on the set of Doctor Who. Why else is she there? Is she there in the consultant purpose? I don't know, unless is she a consultant for Moffat era aesthetics or something? I don't know what her role is. But
And if that's the case, you then ask, well, what is it from Moffat's era that's going to be there?
yeah,
Nothing from Moffat's era was there yesterday. Chibnall
Yeah,
era
exactly.
TARDIS and Davies era characters. You're like, what's going on there?
something's missing.
Something is.
I'm just really confused. I want to know, unless she was there as a visitor. Boring. But
I doubt it. No.
yeah, I doubt
Doubt
it.
it
Nah,
too.
she's definitely there. She
There's
is there
been
for a reason.
two unfortunate coincidences with her now, because she put up a picture of her with Matt Lucas in between
Yeah.
the emojis for David and Catherine being put up and the announcement, and she was like,
Yeah.
"So sorry for the confusion. I picked a bad time." Oh, I think she said she did it intentionally to kind of mix it, like get everyone asking questions. But she was like, "No, I just had some lovely like afternoon tea with Matt Lucas today, and I was like putting a picture up of it." So it's like. I don't know. Does that mean 12 and Nardole are going to come back?
I
hope so.
I feel something is in the back of my mind. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, just in case, but I can't deny the possibility after this sequence of events.
Yeah, you just hear the 10th Doctor just walks on screen in the corner. You just hear Nardole go, "Yeah, it's good, this, isn't it?"
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. This.
I mean, it's the easiest. It would be the easiest place in the timeline for it to be for the 12th Doctor, anyway.
What makes you say that?
Yeah, what makes you say that?
He has a lot of unspecified time just traveling with Nardole, and as well as that,
true.
there's definitely a period between like Return of Doctor Mysterio, or by extension, Extremis, the flashback, and the pilot. So it's time they've clearly gone traveling, and it could go either way, really.
That's a good
I
point.
like that.
Wow, you've
I
really
like
got
that
me
a
wondering as
lot.
well now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're coming up towards halfway on the podcast, and I want to make sure we got enough time with you, Dominic. So very quickly, the last bit of news we can talk about, Crispy. What was the last announcement yesterday that I woke you up twice overnight for?
We have a new Rose amongst us. Yasmin, I don't have like any internet or any script or anything. How do I pronounce Yasmin Kenny?
Finney.
Finney.
Isn't it?
Finney?
Finney.
Finney, yeah.
Yasmin Finney from that Netflix show. I'm doing a great job at this. What is it?
Heartstopper.
Heartstopper.
Thank you.
Maybe I
Tell
should
you
have
what-
led this news segment. Never
No,
mind.
no, you know what? I'm gonna let Dom do the news segment. Dom, can you take the news away, please, just for this little bit?
Okay.
Go on,
Well,
Dom. Who's Chaser taking the
re-
reins? Go for it.
Well, the other announcement yesterday, of course, was the introduction of Yasmin Finney, best known for her role on Netflix's Heartstopper. I think it was Netflix.
Yes.
I
it
might have
was.
screwed up myself. And yeah, she's going to be playing a Rose.
Yeah, and which Rose? Russell knows that he's confusing us all because he literally put in his Instagram post, how can there be two Roses? What's going on? You'll find out next year. But they've been careful to confirm that she's not like the main companion of Shooty, which I think where a lot of us thought it was going to go to begin with. But
Yeah, I thought
the
that's where it
emojis
was
were
going.
Rose plus Diamond, which immediately made us think, well, that's going to be 60th anniversary again. Diamond 60th anniversary. In case anyone
Yeah.
didn't get that from the emojis for David and Catherine, the blue diamond instead of a blue box is Diamond anniversary, 60 years. So that's the other announcement, the other big announcement that we're hopefully going to find out more of. And like we've said, she'll probably be on set today or later this week, and we won't know until we record the next episode, or you won't know us talking about it. But it's very exciting. Another cast member announced. And Russell has said now that they're going to stay quiet. Because I know a couple of people are a
Thank
little
goodness.
bit irked that... Well, the thing is, like,
They
people
can't
are making
avoid
it a
it.
bit irked that Russell shouldn't be talking about anything until Jodie leaves. I mean, that's never been the way Doctor Who's worked. We've always known about the next era a bit towards the end of the previous one. I think it was just that a few people were a little bit sad because he made this big statement at the BAFTAs, like, we bow down to Jodie, we're not going to say anything, we're just going to let her have a finale, and then you won't be able to shut us up in 2023. But, like, the thing is, his hand was kind of forced, because
Yeah.
it's better for them to make the announcement
Public
with Catherine
filming.
and David than for them to just turn up in Camden and everyone go, hang on, is that a TARDIS there next to? What's going on? What? Like, don't rob them of a good announcement. Announcements are big for them. And they get people talking about the show. That's the best way to do it. So I don't begrudge them that at all. But I think maybe now he'll be quiet. We'll see.
The thing is, the buzz around these filming pitches has probably created a massive adrenaline rush throughout the Doctor Who community, and it's been I'd say years since there's been hype of this level, which is insane. Mainly because we don't really get much out of the Chibnall era in terms of filming photos or whatnot. It's all very closed.
Which has landed well previously for twists like Captain Jack and things like that. A lot of people didn't know going into it, and that was a good thing. And Russell has literally said in his post about Yasmin, he went, believe me, there's plenty of things about Jodie's centenary you still don't know, and there's going to be lots of surprises. And I'm like, yes, good. One of them better be the kiss. Oh, actually, yeah, let's get that. Are you a Thassie, Dominic? Are you a Thassie?
I don't really mind either way. I think it's. I just.
That's
want
a yes. There we go. Good.
I just want it to have a good emotional payoff. That's all I'm interested in. I want this to. If they're going to go down this route, I want them to commit and do it in the best way they possibly can. Because I don't want them to just blow it and everybody just end up very disappointed. Well so no, they've got to go for it.
Yes. Okay, so enough dancing around the news. We spent a lot of time talking about that. There's just so much. It's crazy. I love how we've always had something new to talk about every week. I was worried when we started this podcast, we'd have weeks where like nothing happened to me. We're like, well, we're just going to talk about Doctor Who things today. But it feels like there's always something going on at the minute, and it's brilliant. It is really cool. But
but I get no sleep, bro.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, that's a point, actually, yeah, because I rang you twice overnight, because Russell put a comment on Instagram saying, someone said, Sundays are a great day for announcements, and he put and Mondays with like a smirk emoji, and we were both like, oh no. So you told me, you were like, right, ring me again if anything happens. So the emojis went up, and I called you, and it was about 2 a.m. for you, 3 a.m, and you were like, oh, what now?
Yep.
And like the emojis have started again, and you were like, oh no. So then you went back to sleep, I think, or maybe you didn't again. And then...
No, I did, and then woke up again.
I rang you again, and you were like, oh, here we go, okay. And then you went off to just kind of... You went back to sleep, didn't you? I don't think you made a video this time.
No, I didn't. I was going to, but I was like, no, I am too tight. Don't worry, I think I might make one for her after this, actually. But,
there you go.
Of course, Purple Doctor comes first. But, yeah, no. And then I was late for work.
Fun times. The things we sacrifice for Doctor Who. The things we
sacrifice for Doctor Who.
Like sleep.
Speaking of people that have sacrificed things for Doctor Who, we have some questions to ask you, Dom. We have some questions to ask you.
Let's roll in some questions with you. Let's ambush you with a bunch of random things that you want to know. So, the first thing we
could do it Chaser style. Sorry, I got way too excited about that. Because he's the Who Chaser. We'll give him 60 seconds and he has to answer it. I'm kidding. I got way too excited about that.
£1,000. Are you ready? Your time starts now.
The thing is, I have done like actual Doctor Who chases. I do with my friend Will. He's put together this series called the Chase Doctor Who Edition. So I've actually been a chaser at the Doctor Who. I mean, the first time I was on it, I went against people like George and Trilby, Will Carlisle, and I beat their asses. So that was fun.
Nice.
Is that still going? I'm going to apply. I want to be on that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a series 3. So yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. We'll put our name in the ring, Troy.
Yeah. If you can pass on some details, because I'll get in touch with him then. And that's great. I'm getting some connections. Look at this.
You're growing as a Who-tuber.
Oh, it's crazy. I'm actually getting into the Who space. Who knew? So, our first question to kind of lead us into everything about you and Doctor Who is, what got you into Doctor Who to begin with? Like, where did you start?
So, funnily enough, as a fairly unusual start, I'd say, because my first experience with Doctor Who was watching one of the last parts of Trial of a Time Lord on UK Gold, because I just switched it on randomly, because I knew my mum liked Doctor Who, and it was just like, you know what, I'll give this a go. And I saw Colin Baker doing his Daleks on Tara and Cybermen speech. Of course, I was only nearly about 10 to 5 minutes towards the end of the episode, so I didn't get that much of it. But yeah, that was my first real experience. And then, of course, Christopher Eccleston. And then I became a full-on addict.
Oh, so you were there for the revival right at the very start.
Yeah. Well, not at the very start technically, because I missed Rose on broadcast because I was on holiday. But I saw the end of the world and caught up with Rose a bit later. But End of the World was enough to just get me extremely excited to see the rest of it. It was a phenomenal starter.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh wow. There's our
I'm
three
very
different
jealous.
ones, all different series. You've got Crispy with the Lodger. Oh, you got you with Trial of a Time Lord / End of the World, and you got me with Smith and Jones. Three very different jumping on points.
Very different jumping on points.
Honestly.
And yet we're all here.
That's interesting. Is Trial of the Time Lord the one? Because I've not seen a lot of Classic Who. It's a gap I really need
Neither,
to fill.
I must
Is that
confess.
the episode where Colin Baker goes through that door and then goes, "Villain! Murderer!" Because I love that clip.
No, that's I believe that's from the Twin Dilemma.
Is it from the... I started watching that, and if I've actually missed that bit, I'm going to be so upset. Because I've seen that clip on YouTube about 20 times, and I love it. It's like one of my favourite Doctor
very
Who clips.
entertaining. I think that was during when the Sixth Doctor was in his more deranged state.
Yeah,
So-
the way he shouts it, "Villain!" It's just...
Murderer! It's
beautiful.
It is incredibly entertaining.
It's a great clip. It is a great clip, honestly. So now we talked about your origins. One of the big things for you, and it's how I kind of came across your profile to begin with, was the amount of cosplay that you do. Because there's a lot of it. Like, you have done so many cosplay outfits, and it is phenomenal just how many you've done.
It's awesome.
What got you started there? What made you think, I want to start dressing up as the Doctor?
Oh, I believe that was 11 years ago now. I've been cosplaying as the Doctor for a very long time. It was mainly started from... No, it's been longer than 11 years, I think. Yeah, my mum knitted me a Tom Baker scarf when I was young. Back in 2005,
Oh, your mum is an angel.
She really is. I love her so much. She did this very long scarf, and I was just like, oh my god, I want to wear this all the time, even in the summer. Which is generally seen as a mistake. Hey, there we go. I can see it.
That's a bit cheeky. You keep talking.
Crispy is wearing.
I did not even notice that. I've got Dominic on full screen for the sake of capturing his camera, so I can only see Crispy on a tiny part of my screen. I hadn't noticed the scarf until you pointed that out, Dominic.
It's a good scarf.
Please continue. Please continue.
You're making me want to get my Jodie one out now. Don't do that.
Scarves everywhere. Then I nicked one of her jackets from the wardrobe.
As you do.
It was red, so I thought this'll do. And then I went to the Collectomania Comic Con in Milton Keynes, dressed in a Fourth Doctor outfit. So I'm trying to pin down exactly the year that was. I did that. I think it was 2009 actually. So I'm in my 13th year of cosplay.
Congratulations, you've made it.
I hate it.
And he wouldn't change a second of it.
Oh no, there are plenty of seconds I would change, but we'll get into that.
Oh! Spill the gossip. Come on.
I've lost a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money.
I was gonna say I've only bought a couple of official coats from official high end ones from Magnolia and stuff, and that's enough to bankrupt me. And I'm like, how do people afford all of this? It's crazy.
Mate, I probably could have bought a house by now, but no.
Oh my god.
Doctor Who dress
Dom, can I ask? You don't have to tell me the price, but what do you think is your most expensive cosplay so far?
So my most expensive one is probably my red velvet Capaldi, which I am very happy to say I got second hand, because otherwise that would have probably killed me. Because it's a Stephen Ricks make. And they're usually worth about $1,000.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I got mine for half that, which is still a lot of money. But that, I would say, is my most expensive cosplay ever. But it's incredibly satisfying to wear.
And it's better than the Abbey Shot one, by a country mile. Because I owned the Abbey Shot Red Velvet one. Was one of the first Doctor Who coats I bought. It's not good
they
quality.
They dropped the ball with that one.
They really did. I don't know what the material is on that, but it's not nice. I've been thinking about selling it for ages, and I might well do. I just don't wear it. It's quite disappointing.
I think someone would want it, so
yeah.
It's still a decent starter Red Velvet. It's just not very good.
Yeah. Podcast listeners, if anyone's ideally in the UK but around that area and you want to buy the coat, get in touch. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, I'm also selling my iPhone. If anyone wants to buy my iPhone, I'm also selling that.
Do you have much in the way of cosplay items, Crispy? That's a good point, actually.
I have a Squid Game outfit.
Nice.
I meant more for Doctor Who, but yeah.
I have a little Cyberman costume.
You have what, sorry?
A little Cyberman costume.
Please tell me there is a photo available.
I've got a video. I got a little video clip I can send you. It's very funny.
Is it on your phone? Can you send it us now? I want to see it.
Nah, I can't.
I
don't have internet, mate.
Everything. Yeah.
It might well do, but it'd be worth it just to laugh at Crispy.
But I used to have like a Matt Smith tweed, like everyone at my school, because that was the thing to do. You know, when you're 12 years old, everyone had a Matt Smith cosplay because they had the Symphonic Spectacular here in 2012. I want to say that it's basically just Do you know what the Symphonic Spectacular is? They had like all the Doctor Who music. They went to the event center. Anyway, I've never seen more bow ties in my life. That was a very popular cosplay because it's pretty easy to do. You go to the thrift shop and, they usually had some kind of tweed. So, yeah. Anyway, that's probably about the extent of my cosplays.
Oh, wow.
It is.
No, that's brilliant. The
perfectly
tweed jacket
decent.
is such a good one to go for, though, to be fair.
Yeah. Tweed jacket is definitely a simple one that is nice and easy to get into cosplay through.
Yeah, I got one when I was in high school, and it still fits me for some reason. I don't know how that worked, but... Like, I bought it when I was, 13. My mum bought it for me. And I tried it on when I I think I went to MCM Birmingham in 2019. And It still fit me. And I was like, okay, this is weird. But it was fun. And it was very strange. It was very strange. I'm trying to think what, the biggest cosplay spend I've done is. Because I've been careful. I've spent a bit on some of the coats. But it's either a Captain Jack coat. Because I got Magnolia to make one custom, even though I think now they're doing an official one, or they're about to do one, they've started actually producing it. Or maybe it was because of my request, they thought, hang on, we should do this officially. But I've got that.
Maybe. You might have been an innovator.
Maybe.
Who knows?
It's a great coat. It is a great coat, in fairness. But then there's...
Oh, it's very good.
I have Jodie's coat, which I regret in one way, because I tried it on and went, this does not suit me at all. So it's kind of just almost a collector's piece in my wardrobe now, because I just don't wear it.
Oh yeah, I know the feeling. I thought about cosplaying Jodie once, but then I was just like, there is no way in hell this is gonna suit me. So I was just
it doesn't suit me either. I'm just
yeah.
I think the Flux coat might suit me a bit better, but I'm not gonna rush
Flux
into
coat
that.
was really cool.
It's very cool.
It is very cool. I'm just checking my camera every now and again. It really is not happy, is it? It's ridiculous.
It's not having a great time, mate.
It isn't.
I mean, mine's trying to slip down all the time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So
at least yours
this.
isn't cutting out. It's what matters. As long as there's two of us with decent cameras, it's fine. That's the usual. That's our podcast average so far, if you think about it. So,
whoa, nice.
Oh.
Using the maths degree, I have no other use for. Anyway. So, next question, Dominic, is regarding the fan film DW 2012 series, The Purple Doctor. How did that, kind of, first off, give everyone a bit of a gist of what it's about, but also then, how did that come about for you?
So, The Purple Doctor. Now, that is my own personal incarnation of the Doctor. Me playing the Doctor, basically. Our own original interpretation of it, because I work with my friend Luke Newman and... my other friend Megan Shirley to create this fabulous fan film. And the first episode has just been re-released in a brand new form, which I think has gone down very well, fortunately. Take nothing for... Stop slipping! Sorry, I'm just referring to my damn camera.
I hadn't noticed it was slipping until you said that, and then I was just watching you talk, and it was slowly going... It's like,
I don't know what is wrong with you. What is wrong with you? Well, yeah, I'm going to try and keep talking while I fix this. But yeah, so basically it is... I have a TARDIS, and I go around, and I go fighting monsters, which is cool. But yeah, it's a fan film that we've been working on for quite some time. Since I've been working on it since I was brought on to be the next Doctor since 2014. So I've been a part of this... I've been a part of this process for a very, very long time. And
You're joking.
No,
I didn't think it had been that long. I mean, I've literally, like I said to you when I messaged you, because I messaged Dominic and asked him about like him coming on the show, and I was like, I've just seen you as like the Purple Doctor, like for the first time. I had no idea about the fan film series like until this point. I remember messaging you, Crispy, and going, "This is amazing," and you were like, "Yeah, I've seen this for years, mate."
Yeah, I've been subscribed to DW 2012 for ages. I've been subscribed to them for so long. And
yeah,
I don't know.
What Dom's actually doing right now is he's not repositioning his phone. He's doing like a Purple Doctor pose without us even knowing. He's holding his Sonic behind the camera, and we just don't know.
What's wrong with my camera? I'm terribly sorry. About this.
Don't apologize.
That's a terrible angle. Oh, there we go. Hang on, if I put it there.
Oh.
Can I just rest it there? The answer is no. This is awkward. This is very awkward. I don't like this. This is a very unfortunate happenstance.
Add on to Sylvester's video to Shooty about the Daleks, the Cybermen, and the critics. Let's add on, and the cameras.
Oh, my camera's gone.
Oh,
my camera's gone too. Oh, dear.
God, it's all gone wrong.
It's a disaster.
It's all going wrong right near the end. Come on.
Mayday.
Keep it together, guys. Keep it together.
Oh, God.
I mean, no one will see Crispy's camera going wrong. He's calling on his phone because of his Wi-Fi issues.
Oh, yeah.
But his phone just went, no, it's gone again. His phone's gone again.
There we go. Okay, I think we're okay now.
All right, Crispy, can you just keep your phone still, please? Okay? Like, come on, stop trying to steal Dominic's thunder.
Sorry, I had to be involved. I have to be involved in the madness. So the fan film.
So you've been involved with with the project generally since 2014, or as the Doctor, did you say?
Oh no, I've been involved with the project generally since 2014. But
Gotcha.
I took over as the Doctor. My first appearance as the Doctor was in 2017. So
Right, okay.
I've been working on the series for about 8 years. I've been working behind the scenes a bit, so I've helped out with camera, and I've just been developing the idea with Luke a lot. But yeah, and now the first episode originally released in 2019. However, thanks to COVID, we had to delay the entire series. So then we decided, you know what, we need to bring the first episode up to scratch, because then it's just not going to really match up to the quality of later episodes, because we've upgraded the camera, and plus me and Meg are just a lot better at acting since then. So
may as well.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So my character, the Purple Doctor, he is the next incarnation of this version of the Doctor. The previous incarnation, played by Luke, the Little Red Doctor, has got about 4 series previously. So he started in 2013. So the series has almost been going for 10 years, which is quite extraordinary.
That's so cool.
And he's built an entire shed, the TARDIS interior in his shed in his back garden, and it looks phenomenal. I mean, obviously it's
really
not as big
does.
as a screen TARDIS, but it is really good.
It's still
phenomenal.
Incredible.
It is phenomenal.
It's unreal.
Honestly, that was what surprised me. I think the first thing I saw was the trailer. I think you shared it, the trailer for like episode 1 of series 5, and I was looking at it going, "This is ridiculously good. How have you done this?" Like the quality was immaculate.
The thing is, it's just Luke's talent and my luck that it's all coming out so well, because we just use a 4K camera, and he just knows how to get all the right angles and everything. And the setup isn't anything too amazingly complex. Like, there's nothing that is not like BBC level or whatever like that. But yeah, so I think we just had the virtue of being lucky and experienced in that sort. So, because we've been doing it for quite some time, and yeah, it's been a hell of a journey so far. We're up to filming the finale right now, so there's about 6 episodes in the can, still just in the editing process. So yeah, there's a lot that I really can't wait to get out there. The next one being episode 2, which we've been waiting to get out for like 3 years now. But it really is really cool, because we've got a new monster that is returning from the main show that I don't think has been done before in a fan film. So yeah, I'm very hyped for everyone to see it.
Was this was there a tease in the trailer to this monster at all?
I was gonna say, is it that one from the end of the teaser, or?
Oh no, that one is. Well, I mean, that one has been done in the fan film before. But the trickster, the trickster played by the wonderful James Sutton is really, really cool. But no, for episode 2, it's a different monster. But everyone's going to be like, "Oh my god, how did they do that?" when they see it.
Oh, okay. Do we know when episode 2 might be coming out?
tease.
Is there any kind of like projected window for it?
Yeah, we're thinking hopefully next month because there's still a little bit of work to do on it. But before that, there will be a minisode, and that will tide you over because that one will be featuring moi. So it is one that I'm very proud of. I wrote this one, so I think it went very cool. So I really hope everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I'm sure we will,
I want to ask about Big Finish in a minute, but let's just get 2 things out the way with regards to Purple Doctor. First off, for anyone who's listening to this and is thinking, wow, this Doctor Who fan film thing sounds really cool, where can I check it out? Kind of give a bit of an idea of the channel and how it's organised, because there's some re-releasing things going on right now, isn't there? So,
the channel is DW 2012, or DW 2012, DW 2012. It's organised, I guess, curiously, because they've started redoing the first series as well, so Luke's original series, mainly because, again, the virtue of time, the 2013 stuff is something that he's just not comfortable with being on YouTube anymore because he just doesn't like the quality of it, and he wants to do it better, basically. Can't fault him for that. Which means that the first series starring the Little Red Doctor is now there. The second series is still ongoing because it's still being refilmed because they put a hard break on that because of Series 5. But the third and fourth series are still up and available to watch. However, you can just jump on with Series 5 and you won't really miss anything, to be honest, in terms of context. But obviously, the previous 4 series are there if you want to see it. So, yeah. But, of course, if you just want to jump in with the new stuff, feel free to tune into How Time Flies. It'll tell you everything you need to know, and it's a bit of a romp. So I hope you enjoy it if you check it out.
Yeah, it is. The first episode is fantastic. It's really, really well done. I will say as well, special mention to episode 4 of the new Series 1, Eternal Darkness, because that features a lot of Doctors in the DW 2012 universe. So it's got Luke, it's got myself, Daniel J. Patton as the Irish Doctor, George Gydra as the blonde Doctor, Connor Chadwick as the Cravat Doctor.
It's so nostalgic. It was like, because I'm a sucker for fan films, and that was just like, that was my multiverse of madness. Like, it was unreal. And Crystal Moore is the Velocity Doctor as well. Yeah, so we got a whole load of people involved, and it was just a great celebration. It was originally it's a remake of his original 50th anniversary, and it came out really cool, I think. So of course that kind of ties into the new stuff, so it's all really good. Yeah, it's brilliant. Nice. My last question with regards to the fan film stuff, and this is definitely from me, it's not from either of us, because I'm just interested from my angle. Where'd you get the sonic screwdriver? How does that work? The sonic screwdriver. Well, no, he's gone down again. I've lost it. Sorry, I got too excited about the technical difficulty. This stream are hilarious. Anyway, yeah. So, the sonic screwdriver was made for me as a custom make by the wonderful James Sutton, aka Scarecrow Sutton, aka Scarecrow Pops. And he is a phenomenally talented prop maker and prop designer, and there's a lot of strings to his bow. And he made that Sonic for me. And I just adore it. It is such a cool design, and it's proper mega. Yeah, it's radical, isn't it? That's a good way to put it. There you go. Nice. There you go. If you know, you know. Oh no, it is. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So, Crispy, I believe we have some closing questions for Dominic. Do you want to take the helm on this for a little bit? Yes, of course. I don't have any Twitter questions. Can you send them my way? I can indeed send them. Well, I need to get it up on my phone because I don't want to disturb the Discord capture. There's a few questions from Twitter, and they tie really well into this last section. So we have got first off, let's go with
A question from Jeremy Duncan, who asks, how did you get involved in Big Finish? Which was our next question anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a lot of luck. So basically, I have been working on my fan audio series, Doctor Who Remnants, first series, fully complete. Thank you, God. And I managed to just put that out there. And in the making of that, I got a very interesting message from a Mr. Senior Producer of Big Finish, David Richardson. I was just like, if you're interested in potentially writing for us, please submit some writing to us. And I was just like, okay.
Wow.
I will
That's
throw.
crazy.
I know. It was like one of the most insane things that has ever happened to me. So I literally just threw him some writing bits of mine, and then he came back to me and was just like, would you be interested in becoming a trainee producer? And this would be on the Peladon box set. And I was like, yes, please. So it started off as an assistant.
Wow.
Yeah. So I
That's
was
crazy.
assistant stroke trainee producer on that box set and helped out with a lot of little bits, and then ended up taking over the Companion Chronicles and writing I Chameleon as well for the interludes. And I was like, wow, my life has suddenly taken a turn here. I like it. Please may it continue.
Beautiful, it really is. And now, as announced, that you are, what's the official title for that box set? Go on, give us the big share. Let's have you have the moment.
So I am also the assistant producer on the Fugitive Doctor Adventures, starring Miss Jo Martin.
Which is just amazing. I remember hearing you announce this, and I was just like, oh, wow.
It's unreal.
Like, that has got to be such an honour.
Unreal.
It is. It feels just amazing. Because I've loved the Fugitive Doctor. I've loved Jo. I've always been bitter she didn't get enough time on screen. So to be able to help create this and just work with her is extraordinary to me. It's something extraordinary, and it's something I do not take for granted, and I want to help give her the best era for her Doctor possible. So it's definitely something that is really cool. And
it's so cool. There's so much I want to ask about that, and I know we can't.
I can't tell you anything. I cannot tell you a single thing.
You have to kill us.
Is Jo Martin in it? Is Jo Martin in it? Okay, no, you don't have to say anything.
He just said he can't comment, Crispy. Come on. He just said he can't comment.
Of course he's in it.
Oh, we got the scoop. We got the scoop.
Got the scoop. Woo! The exclusive.
Oh, honestly, I just... But yeah, so that is like I couldn't believe that. I thought that was amazing. So it's
that's
so
unreal.
cool to see like
mate.
a show that you've loved since you were a kid, like kind of become such a big part of your life in so many different ways. You know, it's kind of a really cool thing.
It sort of took me under its wing, and is just I never imagined myself actually working on a Doctor Who related medium in my entire life. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, do you want to play the Doctor? I'm just like, I would buckle under pressure. But just working behind the scenes on an actual Doctor Who thing is just like, wow, yeah. I'm loving this. This is really cool. And they're all such lovely people working at Big Finish. Like Nick Briggs, lovely guy. David, very lovely. People like James Goss, Scott Hancock, John Dorney, to name a few, Jack Rayner. I could just list them all. And so many lovely, lovely, welcoming people who are just delightful. Oh, of course, I have to give a special shout out to my also fellow comrade who started around the same time as me, Heather Challenge, who's doing the Call Me Master box set. She's producing that, and she is doing a phenomenal job. And I'm very, very proud of her.
Can you tell us anything about that box set?
Then she'd kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
Sasha in it.
Just upset now. Just upset. There's so much not. Like this, I kept saying this is the reason I'm going to get into Big Finish, and haven't listened to anything yet. And this is going to be it now. I've got Chris Eccleston to listen to, and I'm going to have Jo Martin and Sacha Dhawan. If I don't get into it now, I never will. And I need to, because I've heard so many good things. I hear so many good trailers and stuff for it, and it's just like.
Yeah,
I heard the one last night they released for the War Master with David Tennant and Derek Jacobi, and that sounded phenomenal.
I really want to check that out when it comes out. And the Christopher Eccleston stuff is really, really good. Definitely recommend. Especially if you like his Doctor, because now there's twice as much Doctor time with him as there was originally.
Yeah, it's so good.
Such a good way of putting
it. Yeah,
because there's
it's a beautiful way of putting it.
Yeah, there's 3 stories box sets, 5 box sets out now. So there's 15 new episodes with 15 new episodes with Christopher Eccleston's Doctor, which is a bit mental to think about.
Yeah, it is, honestly. Well, we've gone over time slightly, but I'm not really too bothered because there's plenty of things. We've got a couple more questions from Twitter listeners. As long as you can stand to answer a few more questions from your fans, you know.
Don't say that.
Shall I just read them off my phone, Crispy, to save you kind of the Wi-Fi stress right now? Yeah.
I'm so sorry,
That's
everyone.
Fine, no worries. So, number 1, Gwylock Stan. I don't know what Gwylock is, so maybe someone can educate me on that. Anyone know what that means?
Yeah, I believe Gwylock is the name of a username of a composer in the Doctor Who fan community.
Oh, okay.
And I believe he is a stan of said composer.
Fair enough. There you go. He wants to know between Big Finish, your YouTube channel, on-off appearances on Channel Pop, and the DW 2012 series, how do you manage your time, and does it become overwhelming sometimes? This is something I want to know as well. To be fair,
yeah, same.
It seems like you got your hand in a lot of jars.
I do. The thing is, all of them take place at different times, really. So DW 2012, I do that at the weekends. Big Finish, I do that in the week. And everything else supplementary is kind of in the evenings. So it's actually fairly easy to balance. However, it does mean that my spare time is limited. That's when I try, especially now with Big Finish, my time for my own creative endeavours is very slim. But yeah, even so, I still get time to live somewhat. So I can't
get badged onto podcasts with people, you know.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Sorry,
I mean,
exactly.
Technically, I am on the clock, so I am gazing, just waiting for emails. So
don't worry, we won't keep you so much longer. I promise.
Hey,
I promise.
right.
Yeah, don't worry. Right. We'll wrap it up.
That's the beauty of working from home. Working from home.
Yeah. We've got a couple. We've got a couple more. One's a jokey one. I don't know if you know. Apparently, you follow this guy, and I just thought it was quite funny. So we'll put this on the old, edit it on the video version. I'm just going to send it to the group chat now. Yeah, you might have seen it. It's a question from, it's risky, but I'll try it with a hint of cinnamon, at Kipplewinker, who says, does the Purple Doctor really think he can vanquish Dr. Cringe, Meddler of Minds and Thief of Souls? I'm just sharing this because I found the photo hilarious. What do we think of this?
Nearly every time I bring up Purple, the wonderful chap brings up his Dr. Cringe, trying to make it some sort of rival of me. It's not going to happen!
Is it a bit? It's an ongoing joke.
It's an ongoing joke, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I say make it a part of the series. You're still filming the finale, making like the Thanos cameo at the end of it. Do it, come on.
Yeah, there you go. Could try your best.
We shouldn't say that. We don't want to give him more reason to be like, no, there we go, I can get in now. They're saying I should do it. Let's do it. Oh, honestly. And then the final one, which I think is a nice way to close it off, to be fair, is Hey Jay has asked, what advice would you give to someone that wants to produce Big Finish stories? I want to bring my own Doctor Who stories and ideas to life via Big Finish or any other media, but I'm finding it hard to find the best way to put my ideas and myself out there. Have you got any advice?
Fan audios and fan films are really an underrated way to just get your ideas out there. Because not only will doing them give you a basic sense of production skills, but you'll also find yourself getting better at them as time progresses. If you just put a script out there, write the script, not put it out there, then other people will nick it. If you just write a script and then maybe put out a casting call or ask your friends if they want to be in it, and then work from there, start small, and then your ideas will come to fruition more naturally than you think. You'll learn skills like editing skills, obviously production skills, and acting skills if you choose to be in it yourself. But it is a very beneficial way of actually giving yourself a skill set. I would 100% recommend going down that route, because I think some people can unfairly look down on fan audios and fan films and be like, it's just people trying to pretend. But no, it's actually a really useful way to gain industry skills at a very basic level that will give you some understanding of what is needed at the industry level. When I started doing fan films and fan audios myself, I wasn't very good at what I was doing, but over time, it just naturally got better, and it's something that does happen. You learn more techniques, you learn more skills, and it just works in your favor generally. So honestly, if you want to put together your skill, if you want to aim to work for Big Finish, start putting stuff out there creatively. And the more you put out there creatively, the higher the chance that you'll get noticed by the right person at the right time, because that's exactly what happened with me.
That's fab. I love that. That's some really good advice. That's brilliant.
That was
You're
beautiful.
making me want to do a Doctor Who fan film at this point. Like, come on.
Give it a go. You never know what could happen.
Oh, maybe fulfill my life dream of actually getting to be the Doctor at some point, because that's the only way it'll end up happening, you know?
Oh, don't say that. God bless.
Let's say that. Let's say that. It's not going to happen in real life. Come on.
Unless I'm showrunner, mate. Unless I'm showrunner.
If you're would you cast me if you were showrunner?
Crispy for showrunner.
Oh, there we go.
Dom knows it.
So you cast me as the Doctor, Crispy. Oh, that's brill. That's brill. I'm honoured.
Mate,
I'm honoured.
Only for a special with Catherine Tate, then Shooty Gatwa's coming in, mate.
Oh, he's keeping the same casting as Russell. Interesting. What about being new and inventive, Crispy? Why do we have to reuse Doctors? Come on.
Nostalgia always wins.
Yes, that is true. You know, people mock it, but it is true. Nostalgia does win out. You get people involved. Right. Well, that's all the questions that I had written down because we kind of planned the stuff out. Have you got anything else to add on, Crispy, to finish us off?
I just want to say thank you, Dom, for being an incredible first guest here on the podcast. Because I don't know, you are a freaking inspiration, and just that little speech you had at the end there, I'm definitely going to make that a clip because that was really nice and sweet. Aww. And I don't know, you know, this show is a roller coaster for a lot of people. You know, the fandom has its side, but just seeing you doing what you do and now you're working for Big Finish, I don't know, it kind of gets me excited about Doctor Who again. So I appreciate you and I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
That was a bit genuine.
Oh no, it's lovely. That's what I said. It's one of the reasons I thought you were a good guy to bring on was because you just have an energy that is not really like anyone else I've seen in the community. You just got this kind of liveliness to you that is really unique to you, and I just love that personality. I thought it was a brilliant kind of idea for a podcast to kind of bring you on and get some of that personality out on here, and it's been really fun.
I'm glad I could be entertaining for you guys, but yeah, it's been an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on. There you go, the first ever guest. When we have millions and millions of listeners, you can always say, "Oh, I was first."
I'm number one, apparently.
Yeah, well, the podcast is going from strength to strength. We didn't mention this earlier, but Crispy, I think I messaged you to tell you that the most recent episode before this is the biggest one on YouTube now, overtaking all the previous episodes. So we're going from strength to strength. So thank you all for watching and listening. It is brilliant. It's really good.
We do appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Kind of a big community listening. Yeah, it's brilliant. It is awesome. But that is going to wrap up this week's episode. But before we just finish episode slightly, this is going to be a behemoth to edit. I'm looking forward to this. Next week we're going to be talking about our favourite episodes of Doctor Who. So I think it's only appropriate that to end this episode off, we ask you, Dominic, what is your favourite episode of Doctor Who and why? If you have a couple, that's fine. But one or more.
Good. Okay, so I'd say one of my all-time favourites is definitely Caves of Vendrazani, because it is, in my opinion, the best regeneration story ever. It just shows the Doctor at his most heroic, dying to save someone he basically only just met. On screen, anyway. But, yeah, it is the Doctor, like, at his finest. And I really love that. It is especially Peter Davison's finest performance. Everything is perfect about that story for me. Apart from a little bit of a monster design, but it doesn't matter about that.
That is one story I've heard a lot about. That is one I need to watch. I've heard some people argue that like that's the episode Peter Davison. Yet? I haven't seen it. Told you my classic knowledge is lacking. Crispy, you've not seen it either, have you? There we go. So it's not just spread the anger between both of us.
Never
it's not
seen
just
it.
We've not seen lots of classic Who, and
Mate,
it's going to be a problem for us to do.
In this community.
You see, that's the thing.
Let's not talk about it, man.
That's the thing, mate. About it. Don't worry, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and we'll all follow along the journey.
We'll do a classic. We'll do a classic episode of the podcast.
You'll love
we'll,
it.
Get recommendations.
You'll really love
and
it.
Watch back. I've seen all of An Unearthly Child, or most of it. I've seen The Time Warrior, because I wanted to see Liz Sladen's first episode. I've seen a bit of The Twin Dilemma, and a bit of Tam and the Rani, and a bit of Robot. I've seen bits
And the
of like
TV
different
movie,
Doctors, but just not tons. And the TV movie. That's like almost the middle ground. I never know where to class that as modern or classics. It's kind of in the middle, isn't it?
I'd favour us to put it as classic, mainly because it's closer to classic,
It is closer,
rather than closer to modern.
Yeah, American classic.
You could say that.
New genre, new genre. But there we go. Yeah, so that's a good pick. I like that because I remember hearing people say that, or a few people argue that Peter Davison like came into his own in that episode, and they almost wish he'd had more time with that level of his Doctor.
Yeah.
But like he went out with like his strongest story, which is a case that's true for a lot of Doctors. I feel like, especially Capaldi, the Doctor Falls in particular. Oof. That is
excellent story.
Top tier. But we are going to wrap it up there. So thank you all very much for listening and watching. As always, remember you should be following the podcast on all the audio platforms, subscribing on YouTube. You can get in contact with us at Twitter, at Who's There DW, and same for Instagram. Just get in touch with us. Let us know what you think of the episodes. Leave some comments. I'm going to try and read as many out as we can going in future episodes and just interact with polls, Q&As, all that stuff. And we'll be reading out as many of your picks for your favourite episodes next week as possible. So this is your last chance. If you've got a favourite episode you want to tell us about, drop it down below and we will hopefully read out your comment in the next episode. But that's going to wrap it up. So thank you very much for listening. And thank you again, Dominic, for being here. It's been an absolute blast to have you on. We really, truly do appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me on so much. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been awesome. So until then, it's goodbye from all three of us, and Crispy and I will see you next week for episode 14, where we talk about our favourite episodes of Doctor Who. Until then, thank you all for listening, and we will see you all very soon.
Allons-y, baby!
Allons-y. I was waiting to see if you'd slide that in. His phone fell over at the end. There we go. That's it. Cut it. End.